what would really go good with this?
What's that?
Homemade bagels.
Well, I guess we're making bagels then.
So how long do I have to wait for my bagel?
Well, unfortunately, it's not going to be today.
Oh.
It's about a 2-day process for me to make bagels. So,
Well,
sorry.
we can always go buy some.
We could. Commercial bagels are okay, but I'm not a big fan of them. I like homemade. There's really two types of bagels. There's the commercial kind uses a steam injection into their oven. Produces a very soft bagel, very delicate, which is fine for some. I prefer the other version, which is a water bagel. Sometimes some people call it that, but it's where you boil the bagel. And I think that's a much better bagel because it allows the flavors to develop because it takes 2 days. And also it gives a chewier crumb or crust to it. So I prefer that.
Okay.
So that's what we'll make.
All right, I guess I have to wait.
Okay.
All right, so what kind of, like, flavor-wise are
Just
bagels?
a simple bagel. I think we'll do is this time we'll just put like a plain bagel with maybe some poppy seeds and sesame seeds on top.
Okay, that sounds
Right.
very good.
Excellent.
Okay.
So why don't we
will make
get
the bagels.
started and make bagels?
I'll help.
I know you'll watch,
Mhm.
and you know what? Maybe next time we'll get her to make the bagels. At this stage, what we're making is the starter. It's very simple, and it'll only take a few minutes, and it's a few ingredients at this stage, and it's just allowing some time for flavors to develop. So we've got 4 cups of flour. I use a high gluten flour, bread flour, and then 2.5 cups of water, and then a teaspoon of just baker's yeast, and we whisk it together. So,
And then it sits for a while.
and then it sits for 2 hours.
2 hours.
So we can start that right now.
So he's your king of bread. You're my king of bread. You'd think that, or one would think that you're the cook in the family.
But I'm not. I just like to fool around with making stuff like this.
The hard stuff.
Yeah, the hard stuff.
I love this book. It also has some history, and it actually says here, according to folklore, bagels were invented in the 17th century Austria as a tribute to wartime victories of King Jan of Poland, or I guess they say King Jan?
Jan.
King Jan of Poland, and were modeled after the stirrup of his saddle.
That's cool, eh?
That's very cool. And they were a bread for the masses, popular also in Germany and Poland. But then they were introduced into the United States by German and Polish Jewish immigrants. So we think of them as a Jewish bread.
I know Montreal is very famous for their bagels,
Actually, I've been there.
and I
the
believe
bagel place,
they
yeah.
boil their bagels too, don't
I
they?
think so. Yeah.
I've not been there, so I haven't tried them, but they are good, right?
You can see, yes, they are. You can see them behind, the counter where you buy them. You can see them making them. And the place is packed, absolutely packed.
Because people like good bagels. Okay, we don't have to really overstir this too much. I just like to incorporate all the ingredients, and then we let it sit for 2 hours and allow it to develop its flavor. So we shall do that now. So now it's time to turn our starter into dough. So we will do that now. And look at it bubbling over there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's all bubbling and beautiful. And this is where a lot of the flavor develops. So it's just sitting for a couple hours. So just put it in here.
See, that's why you're better at this than me, because you have like a ton more patience and you're very meticulous. So this kind of stuff just suits you.
And I like doing stuff. So here we go. All right, our ingredients, we just basically incorporate all our ingredients into it. There's not a lot left. We've got 4 cups of flour. We've got 1 tablespoon. Normally I like to use malt syrup, but unfortunately I can't find it right now.
I couldn't find it.
You
I
couldn't find
went
it?
all over looking for it.
Yeah. So we're using molasses. It's not the same, but it does add some nice flavor and the sweetener.
Yeah.
We have some baker's yeast. We had to add a little bit more.
Half a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon. And then 2 3/4 teaspoons of salt. And that really is what makes the bread is the salt. So let's go ahead and make some dough. Okay, I don't need too much flour. I don't want to incorporate more, but I just want to knead it. So I develop the gluten a little bit more, so we have a nice springy and chewy bagel. Just do some kneading. Okay, let's let that rest and rest for about a minute, and then we'll do it again. Let's cover it. Crush. Okay, so we've given it a few minutes to rest, not too long, just to allow it to loosen up a little bit. And let's see how we're doing. So
Oh, it looks a lot better, a lot smoother.
Yep, we're almost there. A few more minutes, and then we're ready for the next stage. Okay, so the next step is going to be to divide this up into pieces, little round balls. We're going to let that relax for a few minutes, and then we get to shape it into the stirrups or the bagel shape. So, a couple more minutes. Just let that relax. Give me 1 minute. You can see how it's goes nice and thin. Well, maybe you can't see, but I can.
Yeah, I can see.
It does break apart, so it's not perfect, but you know what? Good enough. So we're gonna just roll this out a little bit and make equal parts.
So how many bagels will this make?
Roughly about 16. So, just a little bit of flour. We'll let those rest just for about maybe 10 minutes. And then for you, it'll be a second. And we'll be right back. So I'll make these into the typical donut shape. If you can hold the
Bagel
pan, sorry, bagel shape, donut, bagel, same thing. And then we'll put it on a pan. So we have a pan that I've just put a little bit of cooking spray on just to hold the parchment paper, and then when I put these on, we'll give it a little light coating of spray after that.
So the saran doesn't
Yeah.
the wrap doesn't stick to it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so normally what I like to do is just kind of roll it out like this. I mean, everybody has different ways. They can do it this way, and then wrap it around and makes it join, but as you can see, it doesn't always join well. So there's two real methods you can do it. That's one way, which works fine. I like the other way, which is kind of making a hole in it. So that's one way.
Oh, you make the hole while you
Yes, I'll
Shaking
show you.
it.
So either you have that and then you make sure it's even. Everybody likes a nice even bagel. And we can just put them down there. So I'll put 8 on one and 7 on the other. So I can make this flat and then slowly put a hole in the middle. I like this way.
That seems faster. Sort of.
Sort of. I don't know how faster, but I just, I like, they don't join always because this is a very dry dough. So I like to do it this way. All right, let's do, we'll spray it, cover it, put it in the fridge overnight. Cheers. Here we go, look at that. No, they're hot.
All right.
Now they have to wait. We have to put them on a rack and allow 20 minutes before we can touch these to allow them to equalize their humidity. Take a look at this, guys. Beautiful.
Finally, I get my coffee and my bagels, and they smell so great. I can't wait to dig in.
Well, why don't you pass me one and I'll
All
cut
right.
one up. Thank
You
you.
want to share one?
Let's share one.
Okay.
Not the best at cutting bagels, but
So, do you think that you would recommend to everyone making bagels after you've gone through this?
it's a good question. Actually, I gotta admit, no. I probably wouldn't.
And why is that?
It takes so much time, and I think the end result is pretty amazing. Like these look great, but it's certainly a lot easier just going to a local store and buying a half a dozen. So I enjoy it though. So this is a hobby, and I know it's more work, but it's certainly something that I enjoy. And if you enjoy it, then I guess it's worth it.
That's true. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us and watching Jeff make bagels. I helped a little bit.
It was easier for you than for me.
It was. But please subscribe to our channel and don't be shy to share with your friends. We really appreciate the support.
Don't forget the thumbs up.
And right now we're ready to dig in.
Driving